Shocking. You know, it's really amazing how, you know, I've traveled to all around the world, and El Salvador was really never on my bucket list, but it's truly one of the most beautiful countries I've ever been to. Honestly, I've traveled to over 27 different countries. El Salvador ranks up there for sure, and I would say probably my top 10. It's up there for sure. Beautiful country, full as name.
I'm having a pupusa.
What over?
La Rocco.
Oh,
cheese.
you're gonna love it.
And me.
You're gonna love it.
It was suggested by Isabel.
Tirándole código, tirándole código ahí.
And it's gonna be Logan.
Go Susan. Mamacita. That's the shirt that you needed.
That's
gorgeous.
Susan's birthday.
And it's my favorite color. Yep.
What's going on, everybody? This is my first pupusa ever. Suggested by Isa. That was good. It's really good. It's cheesy. It's not like a pancake.
You should open it up.
You want to see what's going on here?
Cheese action.
There's a lot of cheese action happening here. Welcome to Pupusa Land.
Learn the skill of selling. How can you convince somebody else that your product or service is valuable and that they want to put their money in your pockets? My mentor once told me this. He said, Nano, all the money in the world is in other people's pockets. You just got to convince them as to why they got to give it to you. What's up, guys? We just wrapped up our second workshop of the day. But right after that, now we have an omakase dinner for our VIPs. We have 8 VIPs that paid extra money to experience something from one of our Michelin chefs that we have here at Naui. And I'm so excited for you guys to see the plates, the food, and it's all local fish that was literally handpicked today. And they're going to be serving us today. So get ready, because here within my retreats, we only eat the best. Let's go.
Para eso es un uramaki, es un rol. Todo lo que van a probar ahora es pescado local, es full pescado local. Para garantizar también la experiencia de eso, yo personalmente compro el pescado por la madrugada para que puedan sentir la calidad del producto también. Van a disfrutar ahora de 7 platillos. Este es el segundo platillo que ustedes llevan. El primero se va a preparar en el otro lado. Y nada, estamos listos para atenderlo. Gracias, hermano, por todo. Mucho gusto.
So this is gonna be the next course for this experience, and it's one of the most loved ones. Is the ceviche leche de coco. This ceviche is just not a simple ceviche. It's one of the biggest dreams of Chef Gerardo Cornejo. With this one, he could finally blend one of the most loved plates, not only in El Salvador, but also in whole Latin America, the ceviche, with some of the most loved Japanese flavors. And for this night, we are going to be using curvina as the main fish, but also it's going to be covered with a mix of passion fruit sauce and masago on top. And the sauce you could see at the bottom is going to be coconut milk infusioned with jalapenos and ginger. Also for this one, we are going to be pairing with homemade yuca chips. Enjoy it.
Yo, what's up? It's day 4 of the Solstice Retreat. Today's intention is renew. And this morning we woke up, we did our morning routines, and the VIPs recorded their podcast. We recorded 5 powerful episodes. Right now we're on our way to a community walk. After our community walk, we're gonna go to our Temazcal ceremony, which is an El Salvadorian tradition. And then in the night, we're gonna have a beautiful candlelit dinner and just bring everything back together. Stay tuned. Today's gonna be a very powerful day. Let's go. El consejo que les puedo dar es que trabajen muy duro por sus sueños. Todo lo que tú tengas en tu mente, tú también lo puedes tener en tus manos. Yo vengo de una familia pobre también. Mi mamá es de Santo Domingo y mi papá también. Y cuando nosotros comenzamos no teníamos nada, pero lo más importante fue que nosotros trabajamos duro todos los días, de lunes a domingo, hasta que las cosas comenzaron a cambiar. Eso es lo que ustedes tienen que hacer, venir a la escuela, estudiar, tener muchas preguntas, leer todos los libros, hacerte amigos de todo el mundo, porque al final del día, cuando tú comienzas a crecer tú mismo, todo puede cambiar para ti. Yo me enfoqué en mi enfoque y mi desarrollo personal, y porque yo me desarrollé yo mismo, todo creció para mí. Ahora mismo, este retiro que estamos haciendo, yo traje a todas estas personas del mundo entero. Ellos son de todos los diferentes lugares, pero los traje porque yo vine en octubre y yo quería que ellos vieran a El Salvador y todo lo que está pasando aquí para nosotros ayudar, poder darle algo a ustedes para que ustedes puedan crecer y tener más libros, más cosas que necesiten para ustedes crecer. Solo el mejor consejo que les puedo dar es que recuérdate, todo lo que tú tienes en la mente también lo puedes tener en las manos. Okay, si tú quieres ayudar a tu familia, si tú quieres viajar el mundo, si quieres ser un emprendedor que ayudas a otra persona y ganas mucho dinero para que tú puedas ayudar a tu familia, tú lo puedes tener, pero tienes que trabajar duro todos los días con consistencia, disciplina y todo eso. So, ese es el mejor consejo que le puedo dar. ¡Wow!
Hola, estamos aquí en El Salvador disfrutando del retiro de Morning with Neno, primera edición. Estamos muy agradecidos por Neno porque nos ha dado esta oportunidad. Una de las experiencias más impactantes para mí fue en el día de ayer. Tuvimos que hacer un hike, bueno, pudimos hacer un hike, y la parte de cuando terminó teníamos que subir y estaba un poco de fuerte, así que esa fue una de las partes favoritas porque estuve bien incómoda y normalmente me gusta estar incómoda, así que espero que puedan disfrutar de estas experiencias. Por favor, sigan a Neno si quieren compartir en un retiro como este.
Hi, my name is Susan Ramirez. I'm here in El Salvador, my father's birth country. This retreat has been amazingly special for me. It has been super rewarding, not only because it's my birthday tomorrow, but because we are in my father's homeland, my grandparents' native land, and I've never been here before. And to have a retreat that is so special to my heart, that is spiritual wellness, physical wellness, mental wellness, emotional wellness, just feels so good. I'm so thankful for Neno and the opportunity for building the soul.
All right, guys, let's get started with today's training. I hope you guys were enjoying a little bit of the El Salvador retreat we did last year. I like to play something in the meantime while we get everybody in and just kind of give you guys a little bit of a sneak preview of what we do here in the Mornings with Neno community. So I'm very excited. Grand Rising, happy Wednesday. And as we all say, happy Wednesday. That was my sister Susan right there giving her amazing testimony. Let me clean this. It looks a little bit blurry on my side. Life looks good at those retreats, bro. No, it is. Trust me. Life is really, really good. You get a chance to disconnect. You get a chance to basically network with high-level people that are on the same type of vibe. And it's one of a kind, bro. We praise God. We study together. We work together. We do excursions together. I mean, it's one of a kind, brother. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to Phuket at the end of the year. Thailand's gonna be another one that I'm very excited for. We need an El Salvador part 2. Honestly, we do need an El Salvador part 2. But I hope everybody's having a really, really good morning. Just real quick, by a show of twos, who did their morning routine this morning? Who took the time this morning to pour into themselves? Who read a couple pages? Who did their Bible studies? Who went to the gym? Who went for a run? Who meditated? Who wrote their goals down? Let me know in the chat box if you did some kind of work here in any kind of way, shape, or form. Let's see. Amazing. Shout out to all of you who have done some work this morning. I'm excited and I'm really looking forward to pour into you guys. Today we have a really good training because today's training is one that I was thinking about here today. I was looking through some of my trainings and I said, man, what am I going to cover today as we start to wrap up August? And one of my favorite trainings that I've done in the past is called We should go to do Mariposa Resort in El Salvador. I've actually been there. I've actually been to Mariposa Resort. But one of the things that I remember from this training was it shifted the way that I was thinking about the way I need to take action. And the training is titled Fortune Favors the Bold. Fortune favors the bold. And I wanna talk about this today because we're heading into a season where fortune is going to favor the bold. And I want to make sure that you guys understand this concept from very different perspectives and angles, the way that it was taught to me, so that you as well can also be somebody that fortune favors. Because heading into what's called the months of September, October, November, December, we've talked about it. We have mentioned it many times, is a season of harvest. All right. But a season of harvest is also known as the fortune, is when when fortune favors you. So I want to be able to dive deeper into this because I want you guys to really understand what it is that I'm going to be covering here today. So today I'm going to cover the 3 ways that fortune can favor you going into this last season of the year. So give me a 3 in the chat if you guys are excited to know what it is that you must do in order for fortune to favor you before the end of the year. All right. Now, here's what I want to let you guys know. When it comes to fortune favoring the bold, the life that you want is waiting on a move that you're afraid to make. I want you to write that down. The life you want is waiting on the move you are afraid to make. Key to understand that. Will Smith once said, the best things in life are on the other side of fear. The best things in life are on the other side of fear. So fortune favors the bold is not a Bible verse, but it's principles that appear all through scripture though. Because God constantly used people who were willing to move before they had all the answers. God helped individuals that were willing to risk what was uncomfortable and act when everybody else was afraid. So boldness doesn't guarantee every move will work, but it means that fear no longer gets to make decisions for you. And that's what I want to teach you guys here today, is that you don't need the absence of fear. You need a reason that is bigger than your fear. I'm going to repeat that again. You don't need the absence of fear. It's okay to have it, but you need to have a reason that is bigger than your fear. And that's the key. That's the key. You need a reason that's bigger than your fear, because let me tell you guys something. There's been many times throughout my career when I was put on the spot to speak, when I had to make a business decision, when I had to make an investment. And to tell you the truth, I was scared. I was fearful. I wasn't sure if 100%, okay, these things were going to work out for me. But you know what I ended up realizing was that when you take the action on the things that you were once scared to take on, and you see what's on the other side, you end up realizing that fear is just false evidence appearing real. That's what the acronym for fear is. FEAR. False evidence appearing real. And a lot of times we decide not to take actions, not to make that investment, not to join that community, and not go forward with a relationship, whatever it is, because fear is in us. But remember this, you don't need the absence of fear. You need a reason that is bigger than your fear. So here are the 3 ways that you can make sure that fortune favors you over the next 3 to 6 months. Point number 1 I want to make. Bold people, they move before they feel ready. Bold people move before they feel ready. You see, one of the things that I've understood is that most people think that confidence comes from taking action. All right. But this is how it works. Confidence comes first and action comes second. But here's the thing. Confidence is usually the reward for taking action. So you don't become confident and then step out. You step out, survive the moment, learn from it, and then that experience is what produces confidence. Let me give you guys a real life example. Most people think that, okay, Nano, I need to have confidence to invest into that business. I need to have confidence to trust this individual. I need to have confidence to invest into this specific cryptocurrency, this stock. I need to have confidence, but that's not how confidence is built. Confidence is built when you're willing to be like, you know what? I'm not sure about this investment, but I'm going to make it anyway. I'm not sure about this business, but I'm gonna get into it anyways. I'm not sure about this trip, but I'm gonna take the trip anyways. And then when you take the action, all right, and you step out of that comfort zone and you survive the moment and you learn from it, whether it was a good experience or it was a bad experience, that are the experiences that produce the confidence that you're looking for. Most people are waiting to feel ready. Nano, I need to be ready to make that investment. I need to be ready to start that business. I need to be ready to take that trip. I need to be ready to get into that relationship. I need to be ready. But remember, both people move before they feel ready. Both people move before they feel ready. So you don't become confident and then step out. That's not how it works. You step out and survive the moment. I can tell you guys right now, there were many people that have come to my retreats. For me, it's not a big deal because I've traveled all around the world and I've been to many trips. But believe it or not, guys, a lot of people that come to my retreats, it's their first time ever traveling outside the country. And on top of that, an exotic country. All right, I'll give you guys a perfect example. I don't know if my brother Lorenzo is on this call, but my brother Lorenzo, Loyal Mornings with Nano, a student, one of my brothers, God, he's a brother in Christ of mine. God blessed me with a really, really good brother. And he's been a Mornings with Nano student for many years. So when he heard about El Salvador, he wasn't able to make it at El Salvador, but he made it out to Costa Rica. Now, prior to going out to Costa Rica, there he is, my brother Lorenzo. He'll let you guys know. So prior to us going to Costa Rica, I end up finding out that this is going to be his first trip outside of the country. And to be honest, in the beginning, I wouldn't say there was fear, but there was the skeptic, like, damn, bro, like a lot of money, it's a big investment, etc. I had to kind of walk him through the process, like, bro, this is an investment into you. I'm telling you, there's something great that's going to come out of it. Flights got involved. He was flying from a different city. So there was a lot of things. But I ended up letting him know that, look, bro, I promise you on the other side of all of this, you're going to be absolutely so grateful and blessed that you took that. So he ended up trusting me. And what did he do? He was bold. Both people move before they feel ready. The reality was he wasn't ready, but he moved. All right. He moved. He stepped out of his comfort zone. He flew out to Costa Rica with a bunch of strangers that he didn't know. He survived the moment. He took advantage of the moment. We ended up starting up a Bible study every morning at 5:45 a.m. He ended up leading the Bible studies with me. It ended up being his biggest takeaway of the whole entire trip. I mean, the very last day, the day that we had to leave, he woke up even earlier than what we were supposed to wake up and hosted a Bible study himself, learned from it. And guess what? I can tell you guys right now that Lorenzo going home, that experience produced confidence for him. Why? Because what was once a thought of fear or not ready or whatever thoughts he had prior, before he even made the decision to go to Costa Rica, he realized then that it was all false evidence appearing real. Both people move before they feel ready. He wasn't ready. He didn't know how he was going to get there. He didn't know about the flight situation. We were still trying to figure out a payment plan, all this stuff. And it happened. He came, boom, he conquered. He was one of the most influential people at the retreat because he was leading the Bible study. He was praying over people. And look at that now. Great experience. Why do I mention that? Because sometimes you just got to take the trip. Sometimes you just got to make the investment. I got my sister Holly here. She's like, oh, facts, when you got me out to London. Dude, I've done that for so many people. If you guys know me, if you stick around me long enough, I'll get you to believe in yourself. I'll get you to take the risk, take the trip, make whatever it is so that you can get over that, because I remember I was there. I was there. Yo, make the investment. Hire the coach, join the community, start that business. My brother Ali, you remember London, we was there. Dude, I know how all of that feels. So bold people, if you're on this call, what's the purpose of today's call? The purpose of today's call is to remind you that there is things that you've been waiting to feel ready to do. And I'm here to tell you, you're never going to be ready to make that investment. You're never going to be ready to start that business. You're never going to be ready to hire that coach, to invest into that community, to get into that relationship. You're never going to be fully ready. Just take the action, survive the moment, learn from it, and that's what's going to produce confidence. If you want to take this even a little deeper and you want to take this another direction, think about the biblical example. The biblical example is when Peter steps out of the boat and walks on the water. Right? In the Bible, you know, if we look at it, if we look at the context, Peter tells God, Lord, if it's you, tell me to come to you on the water. Where God, Jesus says, come. Peter gets down from the boat, walks towards the water, walks on the water towards Jesus. This is in Matthew. All right. Now, some of us may, hey, I am Lorenzo and I approve this message. No, this is facts. But if you think about it, guys, in the Bible, fortune favored Peter. Why? Because he took action even though he didn't feel ready. All right? Peter did something that no other disciple had did in that moment. He was willing to leave the boat even though it was storming, even though the winds were high and loud and etc. He stepped into uncertainty while there was a storm happening. Was Peter afraid? Yes. Did Peter end up sinking? Yes. But he still walked on the water. While all the other people on the boat, all the other disciples on the boat, they remained dry and they never discovered what was possible because they didn't take the bold move. And the thing is, sometimes people will criticize the person that sank, that made the investment and it didn't work out, that went on the trip, but it didn't go the way that they wanted to, right? But the reality of it is this, all right? That person was bold. That person was bold enough to step out of the boat. Most people don't step out. It's better for you to take a bold step and let God catch you than spend the rest of your life wondering what would have happened if you stepped out of the boat. And that's the truth. I'm going to repeat that again. It is better to take a bold step and let God catch you than to spend the rest of your life wondering what would have happened if you had taken that step. That's the truth. Because that's how I live my life. I take the bold step, and if it wasn't the right step, I let God catch me. It is what it is. I learned the lesson. I now know. I have confidence going into the next one that now I have more awareness, more information, And it's going to happen. It's going to happen, guys. We need to keep this in mind and we need to understand this. Right now, if you're on this call, this message may be for you. Listen to what I just said. It is better to take a bold step and let God catch you than to spend the rest of your life wondering what would have happened had you not taken that bold step. So take it. If there's a business that you've been contemplating whether you should start it. If there's an investment, make the investment. If you got to hire somebody, hire them. If you got to take that trip, take that trip. If you got to go to that dinner, if you got to go to that business, whatever it is that you've been contemplating, this is God using me as a vessel to tell you, do it. Because the last thing you want to do is spend the rest of your life wondering, yo, what would have happened if I would have taken that trip? What would have happened if I would have made that investment? What would have happened if I actually would have trusted that person and gave him a chance, whatever that is? What would have happened if I would have just started posting content, making that phone call, applying for that position, walking away from the wrong environment? If you're on this call and you've been thinking, yo, I need to move out of my environment where I was raised or where I've been, if you don't like your environment, move. Move. If you've been wondering, I need to move from my environment, this is me telling you, move. Move. Finally sharing your story, share it. Entering a room where you feel underqualified, go. Fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold. Neno, how have you been able to do all that you've done? Bro, because I am bold. I make the investments. I take the trips. I go where it's required. You know, let me give you guys something. Let me give you guys an idea here. You know why I hosted my retreat in Thailand this year? Because you got to be bold to make a big investment and fly literally across the country to trust this guy Nano to host a retreat for you. You got to be bold. So shout out to all my people coming out to Thailand with me, because it's a 22 to 24 hour trip. You know how bold you got to be to host a retreat in the other side of the world? Let me tell you guys something. When I brought this to my mentor, he told me not to do it. He told me it was a bad idea, honestly. He said it's a bad idea. He says, I don't think you should do it in Thailand, bro. I think you should wait till next year to do it in Thailand. And I said, I respect your opinion and I respect your feedback, but my heart had told me to do it already. I just wanted like some guidance and understanding, but my heart had already sold me. My intuition told my intuition, my heart had been screaming at me. And guess what? We sold it out. We sold it out immediately. As a matter of fact, right now there's actually a spot available. Actually, a spot just opened up literally this last week because I had a couple that was coming that they're not going to be able to make it anymore. So if anyone is interested in filling up that spot, hit me up on Instagram if you want to come to Phuket. There's still 90 days. We're still 90 days away from it. But it takes, think about it, guys. It's a bold action. Those are bold actions that I've taken. Starting retreats. Starting a retreat is one thing. Hosting a retreat on the other side of the world where people don't even speak the language that you speak, it's insane. It's insane. But guess what? We did it. And guess what? It's going to go so good because fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold, family. I need you to understand this. I need you to understand this. When is it? I don't have any socials anymore. It's in November 8th through the 15th. We're going to Thailand. And then you know what the beautiful part about it is? After Thailand, most people are going back home. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stay out there till Thanksgiving. I'm gonna go hit Bali. I'll probably hit up Bali, maybe hit up Singapore, hit up a couple countries that are in the area. So I'm already out there, so might as well go visit other countries that I'm out there. Let me just go do it. Why? Because fortune favors the bold, familia. If I wasn't bold, I wouldn't be able to have the experiences and live the life and meet the people and earn the money and everything if I wasn't bold. If I wasn't bold, none of that would be happening. But because I was bold, I moved to Miami. I made the move. Because I was bold, I started Mornings with Nano. Because I was bold, I went out to all these different countries. I've traveled to 32 different countries. Because I was bold, I've made investments that have made me six figures. Because I was bold, I was able to get people to join my business that I never thought would join my business. Because I was bold, I was willing to take action in spite of the fear that I was feeling. My recommendation for everyone here is take that action, make that investment, make that move. Whatever you're feeling, I promise you, when you get to the other side, it's going to be life-changing for you. So that's point number one. I only got 3 points for you guys. Bold people move before they feel ready. Point number two, stay with me here. It's only going to get better. Bold people risk what they have to create what they want. Sheesh. That one's good. Bold people risk what they have to create what they want. Because here's the reality. Fear constantly asks us and puts in our mind, yo, what if I lose? What if it doesn't work out for me? What if the business falls apart? What if? We always think negative. We remember 70% of our thoughts are negative. The environments that we were raised in as well, basically they program us to believe this negativity. Yo, what if you lose? What if you fail? What if it doesn't work out? And here's the problem with that. Because we've heard it so much throughout our lives, subconsciously, that's the first thing that we think about when an opportunity shows up and fear and that emotion of fear arises. Yo, what if I lose? What if I make this investment and it doesn't work out? Damn, bro. But remember, that's fear asking. Bold people say, this is how I think about it. What will it cost me if I don't do it? What will it cost me if I don't do it? That's how I think about it. That's the question you got to be asking yourself. Not if you lose, you don't lose. There's no such thing as losses. There's lessons. What if it doesn't work out? What do you mean? Everything works out for you regardless. Even the things that don't work out for you are working out for you. Do you guys know that even the things that haven't worked out for me ended up working out for me? So all these questions and all these doubts, all these fears, all these insecurities that we place on ourselves, they're all made up. They're all limitations. The question you need to be asking you is, what will it cost me if I don't do it? If I don't do it. Because the reality of it is, most people are calculating the risk of taking action, but they never actually calculate the risk of doing nothing. Doing nothing has a price. Staying invisible has a price. Staying comfortable has a price. Burying your gifts has a price. Not doing what you said you would do has a price. Everything that you do, action or no action, all of it has a price. Which one are you willing to pay? Which one are you willing to pay? Everything has a price, fam. Keep this in mind. It's in the Bible as well. Think about the parable of the talents, right? The master entrusts his 3 servants, one with 5 talents, one with 3 talents, and one with 1 talent. He leaves. He comes back. The one with 5 talents gives him 10 back. Well done, good and faithful servant. He did a great job. He goes to the one that he gave 3 talents to. The one that he gave 3 talents to also doubled up, gave him 6 talents back. Well done, good and faithful servant. The one that he gave 1 talent to, because of fear of losing the money, a talent is a bag of gold. Because of fear of losing the money, because of fear of all of the stuff, he buried the money, waited till the guy got back, the master got back, returned the 1 bag of gold, the 1 talent back to the master. And the master basically took it away from him, gave it to the one that had 10 talents, and basically disgraced him. Like, hey, you lazy servant, you don't deserve this. We're going to take this away from you and give it to somebody else. Because of fear. Because of fear. In Matthew 25:25, the servant said, I was afraid and I went out and hid your gold in the ground. The servant didn't lose it. He had it. He protected it. But the master was still disappointed because protection was never the purpose. Multiplication was the purpose. The master wanted him to multiply it. That's the key. The greatest tragedy is not always what God gives you. Is not using the things that God has already given us. You got to keep this in mind. So many people are burying their voices, burying their leadership, their creativity, the testimony, the business idea, their abilities, all because they're afraid of criticism and failure. You know how many people that I know personally don't post content because of their fear of criticism of what their friends, their family, and people are going to think? I know hundreds of people like that. Extremely talented, phenomenal people, struggling financially. They know that they need to put themselves out there more, but they're not willing to put themselves out there more because of the fear of what others are going to say. I know people. I understand that because I was there. So I get it. And that fear is crippling. It's crippling. I know what it feels like to not want to post content and not want to share your story and not want to do certain things because, yo, what are my friends going to think? What are my family members that know me going to think? What is my girlfriend, my boyfriend going to think? What is this person going to think? We always worried about, yo, what is this person going to think? Is my content cringy? Is my voice this? You start thinking all these things. But the reality of it is you're burying yourself by not putting yourself out there. It's burying you. Put yourself out there. Stop being so scared. And let me see. I can't log into my Instagram on this browser. I wanted to show you guys something. It goes way, way back. But I remember I did this thing. I was so frustrated with myself because I was scared to post content. I was scared to put myself out there. So I did this thing back in the day where, if I'm not mistaken, it was 7 lessons that I learned from baseball that I applied to business. So this is the idea that came up to me. I was scared of putting myself out there, right? So I said, okay, I'm scared of putting myself out there, but I know I got to put myself out there. I got to do more videos. So the idea that I came up with was, listen to this, it's pretty sick actually, now that I think about it. I said, I'm going to go on Instagram and I'm going to teach people 7 lessons that I learned in baseball that I've applied to business. And I'm going to choose to do the videos in 7 different locations all around New York. So that was the idea. I was going to pick 7 lessons that I learned in baseball that I applied to business. And then I was going to choose 7 different locations all around New York to do the videos. So I did a video at the Brooklyn Bridge. I did a video at the Statue of Liberty. I did a video at the top of the Empire State Building. I did a video in Yankee Stadium. I did a video in Central Park. I did a video at the what's the honeycomb looking thing again called? The Vessel. The Vessel. It's like this new thing that they have, the Vessel. And then I also did one in Washington Heights where I was raised. I did 7 videos in 7 different locations. And believe it or not, guys, that was one of the best decisions that I had ever made, bro. One of the best decisions. I wish I could. It's on my Instagram. You got to find it, though. But, dude, I needed that. I needed that. Super iconic places. I want to find it so I can show it to you guys. But if you go on my Instagram, it's there, dude. It's insane the way I did that. I'm trying to find it so I can show you guys a couple of videos. Prior to this, I had not done many videos, so it was a little bit nerve-wracking to be real. But dude, we did it, and it went so good. Let me see. I know I have them here. I just can't find them. This was the year I did them in 2019. So it has to be here somewhere, no? Man, that's crazy. I can't find it anywhere in my photos. It's probably just on my Instagram, that's why. But the whole idea behind, the only reason I'm saying that to you guys is because I was scared to put myself out there. And then I said, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm going to start putting myself out there because that's it. That's it. Oh, look, I actually found it. No, I found it. Yeah, I did. But the videos aren't here. I only got the pictures. Yeah, I only got the pictures. Damn. That sucks. Yeah, boom. Brooklyn Bridge. I don't know where the videos went, though. That's weird. I think these are all photos. That's why. But just the whole purpose behind it was that I wanted to explain is that throw yourself out in the water. Throw yourself in the ocean. Like, stop being scared. Post the content. Start the business. Make the investment. Take the trips. Just do it. I might have to do it out here in Miami. You should remix it again. Yeah, I might, honestly. I need some new content anyways. All right, so that's point number 2. Bold people risk what they have to create what they want. You have to. I heard my quote, my favorite quote, one of my favorite quotes of all time. If you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes a sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice, family. And like I said, don't take it from me. It's in the Bible. God tells you, dude, take action in spite of fear. Doesn't matter. It's important. All right. Last but not least, number 3. Real quick, if you guys are still with me, give me a 3 in the chat if you guys are still with me. Just want to make sure. Who is still with me? Who is still with me? But let's do it. So in closing, both people choose purpose over self-preservation. Bold people choose purpose over self-preservation. Neno, what do you mean by that? The highest level of boldness is not doing something because you know it will benefit you. It is doing what is right even when it may cost you. That is what's bold. The highest level of boldness is not doing something because you know it will benefit you. Most people will, right? It is doing something, is doing what's right, even though you know it's going to cost you. It may cost you that relationship. It may cost you some money. It may cost you something. But you're willing to take the action anyways. That's part of being obedient. That's one thing I had to understand. Dude, my purpose is bigger than anything else. So I'm going to take that action. And remember this, guys. We were all given a purpose. God has given all of us purposes. God never said live in fear. So if you're living in fear, you're not living your purpose. God never said stay comfortable. So if you're comfortable, you're not living in your purpose. God said use your gifts. If you're not using your gifts, then you're not living in your purpose. If you're not being the example for others, you're not living in your purpose. If you're not renewing your mind, you're not living in your purpose. We must understand that in order for us to live in purpose, we need to do the things that make us uncomfortable, the things that bring us fear, and we choose faith over fear. We got to understand that there's going to be criticism that comes with the actions that we take as well. They criticize Jesus. If they criticize him, they're going to criticize us. So just do it. Just do it. The truth is, do it. You have to take the action. You have to sit there and say, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. If you still live with your parents, you should be taking more risks than ever before. You can take even more bold risk if you live with your parents. If you don't live with your parents and you got kids, your risk have to be more calculated. Because obviously you got kids, right? You know, I have my sister Femi's on this call. She's a mother of 3. She needs to take risk, calculated risk. I have my sister Katia here as well. Katia is a mother as well. She needs to take calculated risk. She can't take crazy bold risks because she got 3 babies counting on her. Right? So can she take risk? Yeah. And my sister Femi, let me tell you guys something. She takes risk, but she's calculated. She's calculated. Now, if you live with your parents, remember the worst thing that can happen is you end up back at your parents' house. You could just end up back at your parents' house. So if you still live with your parents, guys, take risk. Take them all. You know why? Because the absolute worst thing that can happen is you end up back at your parents' house. When I lived with my parents, that was my mindset. I'm like, yo, what do I have to lose? Coming back to my parents' house? Okay, fine. Let's take all the risk in the world. I'm going to take the trip. I'm going to make the investment. My mom's not going to kick me out of here. So I'm here. Let's take all the risk. Let's make the investments. Let's post the content. Let's buy the books. Let's do it all. Because boldness, being bold, sometimes makes you look foolish before it makes sense. It's going to cost you things, bro. It's going to cost you approval. It's going to cost you access. It's going to cost you certain relationships. That's the reality of it is. And that's what I want you guys to know. Fortune is going to favor those that are bold. Be bold for the remaining of the year. Because here's one thing I've learned. The reward for boldness isn't only what you receive, it's who you become in the process. The person I became in the process has been the best version that I could ever ask for. Dude, it was bold for me to jump out of a plane in Dubai, but I did it. I wanted to face my fear. And thank God I got rid of that fear of heights. Had a fear of heights growing up. I like, you know what? I'm gonna break every single idea of fear, and I'm gonna just jump out of this plane. And I did it. I no longer am scared of heights. As a matter of fact, I embrace heights now. But I was scared. I was so scared to jump out of that plane. And what's funny is that the enemy tried to get me to not jump out of the plane, and I still did it. I'll finish this training with a story. So I go to Dubai for the first time. And before I go out to Dubai, one of the things on the itinerary is we're going to go skydiving. So I'm like, sheesh, bro, I don't know if I want to do that. My boy's like, bro, we have to do it. It's Dubai. It's the only location in the world. It's like it's like at the time, if I'm not mistaken, Dubai was the second most famous skydiving location. Like it was the second over the Palm. The first, number one, was in the Swiss Alps. That's the number one location. Number two is Dubai over the Palm. So prior to going to the trip, I'm already worried and scared. Like, damn, bro, we're really going to have to skydive. And I don't want to be the guy that says no. So long story short, we stayed at this beautiful Airbnb, and across the street from it was the Mall of Dubai, which is one of the biggest malls in the world. In the mall, they have a kind of like a section where you can sign up for Skydive Dubai. So we go, 5 of us. No, we went 4 of us. No, 5. It was 5. 5 of us go. It was me, my bro, another one of my guys, and another guy and his girlfriend and a couple. So it was 3 guys and a couple. We go and we're signing up for it. We're getting all the details, etc. And one of my guys weighs too much. You have to be under the weight of 230 pounds, right? So they have like a weight thing there. So he goes to weigh himself. He's like 240, but he was like an Aki guy. So it wasn't because he was fat. It was more, he was Aki, he was tall. So he was 240. He couldn't jump. So now it goes from 5 to 4. Okay, bet. Then my boy that's with his girl, he's looking at the prices to jump. It's $750 per person with the video. Because if you jump without the video, it's like $600. But if you're going to jump, you're going to do it with the video. So it's $750 per person to jump with the video. So, you know, my guy is like, damn, I got to pay for me. I got to pay for my girl. That's $1,500. He starts, I know how he's thinking. We've already spent a bunch of money already here. I don't know if I want to spend $1,500 right now. They end up backing out. So now we went from 4 down to 2 people. Now it's me and my boy. So it started with 5. Now we're down to 2. It's just me and my boy now. My boy, he's thinking about it. He ends up backing out. Nah, bro, I don't think I'm going to do it. Now it's just Nano left. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, it's funny because I'm the one that was telling everybody I don't want to do this, but now I'm the last man standing. And my boy who I went on the trip with, he was like, bro, if no one's going to do it, somebody has to do it. We need the content. We need the video, bro. You're going to have to be the one that does it, Nano. So I'm like, all right, bro, whatever. I signed up for it. So I remember I signed up for it on a Saturday. I was going to jump on Monday. Let me tell you guys something. If you're ever going to skydive, my best advice for you is just wake up and go do it. Because the moments leading up till the skydiving is the worst. That period from the moment because remember, once you sign up, that's it. You can't get a refund. You pay that money, you're in. There's no getting the only way you get your money back is if they cancel due to weather restrictions or etc. So I sign up Saturday. Dude, when I tell you guys, for the remaining of the day Saturday, for the remaining of the day Sunday, it was a battle with my mind to the point where I didn't even eat breakfast the day that we had to jump. You start thinking of everything. Yo, what if I die? My parents, my little brother. You start thinking of bro, you're literally preparing. Like, I was so scared because you start thinking about all of that, right? You're jumping out of a plane, etc., all this different stuff, right? So you're thinking about all of that. Yo, what if my parachute doesn't open? What if the guy that I jump with doesn't know what he's doing, etc.? So I had to literally train my mind that every time I had a negative thought about it, I needed to tell myself something positive. Like, yo, Nano, everything is going to work out. Like the parachute is going to open, right? You're going to get the most experienced skydiver there. It's Dubai. They won't allow unsafety measures, all of this stuff. So Monday comes. Listen to the story. It gets better. Monday comes. We wake up. It's cloudy. It's windy. We drive to the Skydive Dubai thing. We get there and it's empty. It's empty. And we get there and I'm like, damn, bro, what happened? So we walk in and we talk to the lady at the front and she's like, yeah, we canceled all jumps for today because the weather conditions are no good. We had sent you an email. Did you check it? And I was like, no, I don't check my email. And it was a 30-minute drive to the spot. So she's like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want us to reschedule you or you want a refund? Remember, they said the only way to get your money back is if weather conditions. So it's Monday. I leave Thursday. I'm leaving Thursday. It's Monday. So she tells me, yo, if you want your money back, this is the time. If you reschedule and you decide not to jump, you lose the money. So now I'm really in my head. Like now I'm so in my head because I'm like, yo, what if God is giving me the sign not to jump? I need to take the sign, Nano. Take the sign, bro. Just don't jump. It is what it is. That's it. You tried your best. It's not meant to be, bro. That's what's happening in my mind. But then there was another side of my mind that was like, nah, F it. Do it, bro. Reschedule for Wednesday. And if you can't do it Wednesday, then you won't, then it is what it is. So I'd be like, nah, reschedule me. I'm gonna do it Wednesday. So she reschedules me. Again, that was one of the challenges. So she reschedules me. I'm going Wednesday. Now, look at how life works. We go Wednesday. I wake up. I feel ready now. I'm mentally ready for this now. Like I've prepared myself enough. I've talked to myself enough. I've accepted my fate at this point. I show up Wednesday, and these people literally had the courage to tell me, where's the receipt? Because when you purchase a ticket from them from a third party, you need to bring the receipt for proof in Dubai. But because I had purchased it at the mall, they needed proof of the receipt. I had just drove 30 minutes there to jump at my time. They tell me, no, we need a receipt for proof. So now I had just drove there 30 minutes. Now I got to drive back 30 minutes to get the receipt that's in my book bag or somewhere that I had put it, to then drive another 30 minutes back to jump. Because that's it. I got to jump. So I arrive, boom, I do the whole move, bro. At this point, I'm already over. I'm like, bro, I don't know what it is, man. Like, why is this not working out for me? And to make the long story short, I get there. And then now I'm getting dressed, etc. I'm about to jump the whole nine. And then this is the funny one that happens at the end. I get there, they pair me up with the guy that's gonna be jumping with me, and immediately I want to know a little bit about who I'm gonna be making the jump with. Yo, what's up, bro? What's your name? He ended up finding out he's from Brazil, and I asked him, yo, how long you been doing this for? You know what he tells me? He said, it's my first day. And I'm like, oh my God, bro. God, what are you doing to me right now? I'm literally tripping now. Like, I'm like, yo, this has to be some joke. He's like, no, seriously, like, this is my first day. Like, he asks the guy next to him, he's like, yo, Nano, he asks the guy next to him, yo, Alex, like, let him know it's my first day. He's like, yo, no, it's our first day, new guy here. And now I'm really tripping, bro. He could see it in my, like, now I'm actually like mad, bro. I'm like, damn, bro, like, for real, like, come on. Like, of course it would be me that gets that's my mindset. That's what I'm thinking. Like, of course I would get the guy that it's his first day. Of course it's Nano that's gonna get it. And I'm like pissed off. I'm tripping, but I'm like, you know what, whatever. And then he ends up telling me as we're walking to the plane, because at this point I was just like, whatever, bro. Like, let's just do this. He wouldn't be working here if he wasn't good. So he ends up telling me, he's like, nah, I'm joking, bro. Like, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've jumped, like, I've done over 20,000 jumps. I just wanted to scare you a little bit. I can tell you were scared. And he kind of like lightened the mood a little bit. So that felt good. And then, yeah, I was the first one on. Sorry, no, I was the last one on the plane. So when you're the last one on the plane, you're the first one out. So, dude, when I tell you guys, it was crazy because the way that it works is you walk into the plane, and as you walk into the plane, you turn left and everybody just kind of curves in and you're in this small plane. So the first one in is usually the last one out. because now everybody's like lined up like this. I'm the first one right there in front of the door. So I'm on this plane, we take off, we reach our thing. And this is a crazy story because when you're skydiving, it gets real. So I'm on this plane now, it's like 8 of us. And I'm happy. Everybody like, yo, when I tell you, everybody on that plane was shitting themselves. Every single person on that plane. By that time, I had already convinced myself that I was about to have the experience of a lifetime. So I was happy. I was taking videos. I had this thing that said you should be trading, the whole 9. And then there's this moment where everything shifts. This red light comes on. The red light means get ready because we're about to jump. So like immediately this red light comes on the plane, and the energy in the whole entire room shifts in the whole entire plane. All the guys get ready. Boom, you hear a bunch of clicking, making sure everybody's good. And I'm telling the guy as he's clicking me, I'm like, bro, we good? He's like, yeah, we good. I'm like, bro, please, for me, for my own sanity, can you double check, bro? Please, like, just do it again. Make sure everything is good. He's like, bro, you're good. I'm like, please, bro, for me. I'm talking to him. He's behind me. I'm sitting on his lap, by the way. I'm like, yo, bro, please, for me, just check, make sure. He checks again, make sure. We're checking. Everybody's checking. And then red light comes on. Yellow light comes on. Now, when the yellow light comes on, it flickers. Pillow talking crazy. It flickers and the door opens on the plane. So now you're on a plane. Think about this, guys. You've never been on a plane with the door open. So now the door opens and it gets very loud. And then the guy tells me, okay, he's like, all right, we're going. And then the light turns green. That means, yo, it's time to jump. So he walks up. He puts my chin up like this. He says, all right, we're going to go on 3. All right. Don't hold on. Because what happens is people get scared and they'll go on 3. So they'll hold on and it kind of messes up the jump. So he says, on 3, we go. So he says 1. And then on 2, he jumps. And dude, when I tell you that feeling that you get when you jump out of the plane, and I mean, I can't even explain it. You have to live it to understand it. But that feeling that you get, you know, when you're on a roller coaster and it just slowly goes over and then it just boom takes you down. That's the feeling that you have. But now it's not like in a roller coaster that you get out of it. Like now you're in it, like, and you're just there. And it's one of the most unbelievable experiences. Still to this day, it ranks up there as probably the best experiences I ever had in my life. Like skydiving, free falling for a minute over the Palm of Dubai it's a blissful experience. Because think about it, it's the most present that you ever been in your whole life. Like you're not thinking about your phone, you're not thinking about Instagram, you're not thinking about nothing. Your only focus is what you're doing in that exact same moment. And dude, I can tell you guys right now that was an incredible experience. But one of the reasons why I did it was because I had heard this story. I had went to an event that a guy said at the event, yo, I skydived and a year later I became a 7-figure earner because he got rid of his fear. The funny part about it was the same year that I skydived was the same year that I became a multiple 6-figure earner. He was right. Dude, when you get rid of your fear, dude, when I tell you, after I finished that skydive, I felt like I could do anything. I wasn't scared to talk to nobody. I wasn't scared to start any businesses. I literally felt untouchable. I felt like I could literally do anything and everything because of that. And I say that to you guys. I had to be bold to make, first off, to invest all that money. But second, I had to do it. Let me see if I have it here. Oh, look, I do have the video. I want to show it to you guys, and then we'll finish. Sorry. Look at the video. Smooth landing too.
He said God placed the best things on the other side of fear. He was not lying. This was an incredible experience. I'll definitely do it again. Skydive Dubai, you guys need to come check it out.
That's why you pay the $750 so you can get the video too, you know. So, dude, that was a life-changing experience, honestly. Like, I can't even tell you guys like how an incredible of an experience it was. But it changed everything for me, and it goes with the message today. Fortune favors the bold. Now, I'm not saying you need to go skydive to change your life and to make money, but because of the bold actions that I have taken in my life, I have received a lot of amazing things. And that's my message for you today. Be bold. Fortune favors the bold. I didn't understand that quote back then, but I understand it now. Fortune favor the bold. So what you're saying is the next retreat of 2027 is in Dubai. Maybe, who knows? We might do it next year. I'm working on some retreats for next year. So, you know, I like the exotic locations. I like exotic locations. I like the locations that nobody not that nobody likes to go to, but that people are scared to go to because of how far it is or whatever it is. So let's take action. All right, guys. So with that being said, that is my training for today. Fortune favors the bold. Give me some 333s in the chat if you guys got value from today's training. I didn't mean to go as long as I did, but, you know, I start telling you guys all these stories, and, you know, I feel like it's cool that you guys kind of stay with me and hear these crazy stories I have. I have so many to tell, though. That's the thing. Like, I have so many to tell. Skydiving is definitely one of my favorite stories of all time. Like, I'll be telling my kids about that. I actually want to skydive as well. I want to do it again, but I want to do it in the Swiss Alps next. I want to do Swiss Alps next. Only 66 minutes. Not bad today, bro. Nah, for real. But I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Unfortunately, actually, I will not be doing Mornings with Nano on Friday. So next Mornings with Nano call, Friday I'm flying to Vegas. So I leave in the morning, actually. So I won't be able to do that. It's incredible. Part 2, Hawaii. I might do Hawaii, honestly. The next Mornings with Nano call is going to be September 7th. So there's no Mornings with Nano next week. Just so that you guys are aware, there is no Mornings with Nano until September 7th. On Friday, I go to Vegas. I'm in Vegas all next week from Monday the 31st till September 4th. I'm going to the Vault event in Vegas. I highly recommend you guys to go to those events if you haven't already. But that is my today is my last call until September 7th. So in the meantime, just take this time and this break away from Mornings with Nano to pour into yourself, catch up on some recordings, do the work. Don't let the fact that even though I'm not live, stay in the same routine. If you know that every morning at 10 a.m. you jump on Mornings with Nano, then go back and watch a recording. I think that's important that we do that. Inner Circle, tomorrow we have our special guest, Anthony Pastrana. So if you're interested and if you want to be a part of this, if you're in the Inner Circle, just be here. Bring question. If you're on this call and you want to learn and you want to be a part of the Inner Circle and have access to exclusive calls with very successful 6- and 7-figure earners, just DM me Inner Circle. I could get you in before tomorrow as well. So if you want to do that, I'm also willing to, talk to you on the side about it. So hit me up on the side if you want to participate in tomorrow's call. I'll let you know how you can participate as well so that you can get in on that. But that is only exclusively for people in the Inner Circle. We do calls there. But that wraps it up, guys. I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. For those that I'm going to see in Vegas, I'll see you guys out in Vegas. For those that I'm not going to see till September, God bless all of you. I pray that you guys take the next I think it's about 10 days. It's only 10 days away from each other that we're going to be away. So take the next 10 to 11 days away to really stay locked in, continue to pour into yourselves. I mean, I have hundreds of recordings that you can go back and watch in the meantime while I'm gone. But when we come back, remember, we start our new collection that is titled The War Within. Do not miss that collection. I'm going to be promoting it. I'm going to be talking about it on my Instagram. So don't worry, you'll hear about it. But just make sure that Monday, 10:15 a.m., you're here, because we're going to have a really, really good call. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I'm going to do a quick prayer for us, and we'll finish up right there. A quick prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for blessing us with this beautiful and abundant day. We want to thank you for all the work that you've been doing on every single person that's on this call. And we just really appreciate the message today, the message that fortune favors the bold. And if there's anyone that's on this call that is filled with fear, that is scared, that is doubtful, that is insecure, that they don't know whether to take the next step, Father, I pray that you put the strength, the discernment, and the courage in their heart to take that bold action, to make that investment, to hire that business owner, to move out of their home country. Whatever that decision is, I pray that you give them the courage in their heart to do it, and that you give them signs after sign after sign, so that they know for a fact that you're the one that's telling them to go make that decision. God, we trust you, we believe in you, and we know that worst case scenario, you will catch us. So thank you for your guidance. Thank you for pouring into us. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your protection. Thank you for this community. And I pray safe travels over myself during these next couple of days. And I pray for everyone while I'm gone that you pour into them and you guide them in the process. We love you so much, God, and we appreciate you. In God's name we pray. Amen, amen, amen. Love y'all, family. Enjoy the rest of your days. God bless everybody. Take this time to pour into yourself. Finish the summer strong. And let's get ready for a September to remember. Love y'all. See you guys at the next one. God bless. See you guys September 7th. Thank you, family. God bless all.